Brother, you. This was my reaction at the game, or at Musa's brilliant performance. Somehow we managed to win this game. Now I think we understood the strategy of Conceição. The tactics of Conceição are: we start the game very badly for about, like, I don't know, 60 minutes or so. We concede a goal, and then we provide a comeback. A comeback thanks to two of the only true good players we have, right? Of the two champions, we have Reijnders, it's amazing Reijnders. And then Pulisic, which, to be honest, didn't play a great game until the goal, but we will talk about that during the ratings. So what kind of game did we see? We see Como, a great game in my opinion from Como. They lost, usually that's how football goes. Like the team that plays beautifully loses, and the play called AC Milan that plays a terrible game in a terrible season somehow managed to win and to save the bench for Conceição. So we had a total of 9 shots for AC Milan, of which 3 were on target and 2 were goals. Football. I am not impressed by our performance or our non-performance. This is what I expect from AC Milan from now on. And as usual, the game got solved by our top players, by individual plays, right? It's never like something orchestrated well, but it's something that is just like random, like in this case, like just Reijnders amazing assist, like Reijnders and goal, because that goal is amazing to Reijnders. Is a total player, it's amazing. So the first half, as usual, nothing happens. We couldn't keep the possession of the ball. Como was actually very good at pressing us. They were pressing us all the way to the goalkeeper. We could never manage to do some decent passing. But we did have some chances. Right at the beginning of the game, like the 4th minute, and then 10 minutes later, with Musa managing to throw all of those chances into the garbage like that. And then you ask me, Musa, then you tell me that Musa is young and Musa has potential. Yeah, but what? He runs. That's why Conceição likes him, because he runs. But if he runs like randomly and with no purpose, and sometimes he starts the pressing without a reason, just on a whim, it doesn't help the team. And then if your abilities in front of the goal are this poor, I would have took him off way earlier than the first half. Atrocious performance from Musa. We could have been like 1 or 2-0 in the first half, and could have avoided all of the mess after, right? And the comeback. This is the usual. So Conceição had a week to prepare this game. Counterattacks, I guess. So Milan mostly attacked as usual from the left. It was 43% from the left. And as you can see also from the positioning of the players here, this is like roughly the positioning of the first half. We can see that Leao was very advanced, but Jimenez, but Santi, my friend Santi, was trying to connect more with the midfield and failing in doing so. Santi's performance was terrible. Almost I can't rate his performance because I didn't see him doing very much. And while he tried to be more involved in the game, we just couldn't. Like Como, I think they did a very good job. And then when Maignan was doing those long passes to Santi couldn't do very much there. Also, if you take a look, like for example, at the heat maps of the game, you can see that Milan barely was in the final third of Como. Well, Como was pretty much everywhere. Like Como did play a good game, but then like in the end, he got one man down. Do you want to talk about the offside that made so that Como went from 2-0 to 1-1 in the end, and then losing the game? what do I have to tell you? What do I have to tell you? Like offside. This is the ruling of offside that we have had this year. I personally, I do not like it. I hope they will change the rule. We saw many goals being disallowed for millimeters, for like the nail of the finger being outside, and to me that is kind of too much. I wish there was some decent ruling, a better ruling for the offside, and hopefully this will be addressed the next year. But it's not just every team has goals like this is allowed, like AC Milan as well. Now there is the story of the frame. Which frame do they use? Do they choose the frames? I don't know this kind of stuff, but I don't want to get into polemics. I understand Fabregas being upset because of this. I think I would be upset too if they disallowed a goal like this, but that's the ruling, and that happened to AC Milan as well. So what can I say? What can I say? Anyway, this win for me is like, I'm not even celebrating that much. It's like, yeah, we won a couple of games. I guess let's see how it goes. But so in the end, the result, usually we say the result is what matters. And I would agree if we were fighting for something that is not like the top four. But this Milan doesn't show any good improvement, in my opinion. Is not showing us anything. It's showing the same script. It's always the same script. Like we don't play for 45 minutes, then we concede a goal, and then our players wake up, and something individual happens, and we win the game. Okay, this is what is happening recently with AC Milan. So let's do the ratings together, and as usual, by together I mean alone. So Maignan, I think it was a good performance. I'll give him a 6. To Magic Mike Maignan, who was back the previous game we had Sportiello, but he saved us in a couple of occasions, so not too bad. Hernandez got subbed at the end of the first half, and I think not rightfully so. You know what I mean? He wasn't having a bad game. He wasn't having a great game, but he was active. And if Musa doesn't trash all the opportunities he has, we will be talking about a different game. So while it's not quite the perfect game that Hernandez this year is not the Hernandez that we fell in love with, I think deserves a 6. Come on, let's be nice to the guy. The defense, though, Ciao and Gabbia, I don't understand why Conceição chose this, because we need more. At least one has to be fast. Like at least Pavlovic or Tomori. I don't understand why Tomori never plays anymore. But like Ciao and Gabbia together are kind of slow. I did not like their performance very much. I'll give him a 5.5 to both of them. Also in the goal, like Gabbia struggled quite a bit, and the Ciao, maybe he was trying more to do the playmaker sometimes, like to give long passes to Santi. Didn't work out. Walker has responsibilities too into Como's goal. He had a very uncomfortable client on his side, Diao, which was actually very annoying. But 5.5, maybe a 6 could be good at 2, but I think I'll rate Walker a 5.5 because he quite struggled a lot versus that Diao. Let's go to Bondo, James Bondo. I think his performance, from my view, was a little bit confusionary. He got that yellow card that he could have avoided. So I'll give him a 5.5. When Fofana came in, we kind of saw the difference. Fofana was more solid than Bondo. But overall, I'm still open to see how our incredible 007 will do in the past. He just played like a couple of games, so why not? Let's give him some times. But let's go to Reijnders. I want to be generous. I want to give him 8 to Reijnders because Reijnders absolutely MVP. Reijnders could play in any top team, I think. I mean, how many brilliant passes did he make like that? Like the goal, okay. The goal, Pulisic scored a great goal that is not easy to score, but that pass, man, how do you find space for passes like this? And it wasn't even the first time. He kept giving passes all over the places. He's always the most brilliant player, if not the only brilliant player we have in the midfield. And Reijnders, I know you can say, yeah, it was just against Como, he has to be good against... Reijnders is always good. Reijnders' genius is always there. And I really hope they don't sell him because I expect offers to come for Reijnders. He just renewed until 2030, I think. So we should be keeping him, especially now that hopefully the ownership understood that they cannot just go on this way, and we have to keep our good players. Okay, Reijnders the best. If it wasn't for Reijnders, we will not have won this game. Okay, if it wasn't for the genius of Reijnders and Pulisic, we will not have won this game ever. Okay, and he's always like this. Musa, I think I gave you my reaction at the beginning, but brother, I'm gonna rate it a brother. Too much. This is too much. I can't see any more of this. I think he's not gonna play the next match because he's diffidato. I don't know how to say in English, but he can't play the next match. But a terrible performance from Musa. Terrible. Like, you can't miss chances like that. If you miss those chances, then what's the point? But we know that Musa is not an attacking player. Just gonna say, brother, what was that, brother? And then cut it. Pulisic. So Pulisic, okay, if I have to be fair with Pulisic, I did not like his performance until the goal. We didn't play much into that side, as we saw, but he was actually forced to go a little bit on the left himself. But that goal is good. That is hard goal to make, and it changed the match. And also, he almost provided an assist for Reijnders. Then he hit the post, right? So while his performance overall wasn't great, in the end we did win because of the whims. That whim of Pulisic. So I would just give him a 7, even if the whole overall performance wasn't that great. Maybe 6.5 or 7. I'll give him a 7 because Pulisic, I think Pulisic is a really good player and we should keep him. Leao. No. Leao didn't like Leao this game. He tried a couple of runs, but that was it. Just a few runs, but nothing concrete. So is Leao better as a second half player when the team like Como is tired, and you can get Leao in that runs and helps scoring with counterattacks or fast runs? Maybe at this point, maybe. So Leao doesn't have any fault, I'd say, really, but he didn't give too much, so I'll just give him a 5. Santi, I'm not even gonna rate Santi because it wasn't there. I couldn't see, he tried to help, but it just didn't work. Santi, we know what kind of player Santi is. Santi is the player that you need to serve. If you don't serve Santi properly, he's not gonna do much. Okay, he's that kind of striker. That's it. Or you serve him, or he's not gonna help you very much. Okay, it's not like, for example, a Morata that comes back and helps you defend. He doesn't help defending as well very much. So I'm not gonna rate Santi. Maybe he had just a bad game. Jimenez, I'll give him a 6. He was involved in the game. You could see by the fighting spirit and a little bit of naivety, I'd say there. But we didn't quite see him attacking very much or crossing that much for what it's worth. But overall, I'd say a 6. Jimenez is a small jewel that we have to cultivate because he's young, but he has potential, like Musa. Joao Felix came in into the second half. He he did something interesting. Like there was a very good long pass to Santi Jimenez that just didn't work out. He did some quality stuff, but not much. But I say a six. Six is fine. It didn't change the match very much. Didn't help creating too much, but still. Abraham, mamma mia, Abraham. What happened? What happened to Abraham? Abraham came in and delivers an assist that is brilliant. And now I question myself, how is possible that a player like can make an assist like this, passes like this, and then he thrashed so many goals. So many goals he thrashed in front of the goal. Abraham is like very imprecise, but then he can do stuff like this. I don't understand this player, but anyway, I'll give him a 7, and I'm surprised myself to see this from Abraham. It's incredible. Abraham helped very well. He should have come in way before. I think at least at the end of the first half, I would have took off Santi for Abraham. Very well. Nothing to say. Fofana came in and he is better now. I think he is better. I think he's better than before, at least because he had like a period of not so good performances. He came in and he managed to organize a little bit the midfield better than Bondo. I'll give him a 6. Even a 6.5. I did like Fofana this time. Ruben Loftus-Cheek came back from the injury. He's back from the injury. He didn't play very much, but for what he played, I think a 6 is fine. He did help a little bit. The monster, has Conceição himself called him. Yeah, Loftus-Cheek is a monster. Well, we will see. We will see about that. Conceição, I did not like the performance of the team, so I'll just give him a 6 for the win, for the comeback. So these were my ratings. Let me know what you think. If you strongly disagree, or if you agree, or somewhat don't disagree, or if you do agree. Anyway, let's go. We have other matches to watch, and I truly can't wait for this season to be over, to be honest, because I want to see a new Milan. I want to see some different management, and that is not gonna happen. God. What a tough season. Okay. See you. Ciao.